3 reasons that you can't grow wide lats. We're going to give you the mistakes you're making, the remedies to fix it, so you can blow up your back and make it really fucking wide, so the chick dem can hold on to your lats when you're fucking riding a motorbike, because that's the only thing that lats would be good for. Or if you were falling from a building, you may be able to fly. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm not always this sarcastic. My name is Tom Sergi, and I run the Gorilla Platoon, an online physique transformation program where we get results like this. Now we're going to jump straight into it and give you the fucking stuff that you came here for. So, the first reason that you are not able to grow your lats is because you simply do not bring the origin and the insertion of the muscle together. Now, in this example I'm going to give you, I don't have a video of me doing it wrong, but I'm going to talk through it. What people will do when they do this exercise is they will pull from their hand first. Whether this be a lat pull down, whether this be single arm, whatever the fuck. They will pull from their hand first. If you pull from your hand first, the first thing to close is going to be the elbow joint. The brunt of the load is going to go on the bicep. Then you'll try and pull towards your lat, and that will work second. On top of that, the lat will start down here and insert onto your humerus. But people will pull almost like down and backwards. And heaven forbid you're one of those motherfuckers that lean all the way back on a lat pull down and basically row. At that point there, you're not training the working muscle. How do you get around this? When you do the exercise, you're going to think about pulling or dragging, should I say, the elbow down towards the hip like this. Bang. And that's going to fully shorten the lat. Notice how the elbow joint isn't fully closed. I could get my hand a little bit closer. Naturally, it will close up, but the upper arm here is not moving, it stays straight, because the upper arm is simply just an extension of the wire and the tool. The only thing to focus on is to drag the humerus towards the hip. As soon as you do that, you're bringing origin, insertion together. It is impossible that you're not working the working muscle at this point. Now, is single arm better than double? No. But in this example, will single arm serve you? Because I'm trying to get you to relearn the way you're doing a pull down. If you do one arm, it's much easier to concentrate than it is to do two. So I would invite you to try this exercise with this exact setup. Maybe you have a different bench, that's not a problem. Get it as close to the pulley system as you possibly can. And then think to drag the elbow down towards the hip. And then in doing so, biceps not going to get fried, and then you're going to be able to shorten the lat. Now, the second reason why you're not able to grow wide lats is because you've been sold the myth that wide grip equals wide lats. Wide pull-ups, wide lat pull-down equals wide lats. It doesn't. It really, really doesn't. For the reason being, and I'll just blow this screen up here. If you take this position here, bar, nice, like wide, and really wide. You go from there to there. At the very least, if you can get the bar to your chest, which most of you can't, you're down to there. Now, at this point here, remember when I said get your elbow to your hip? Look at the distance from my elbow to my hip. So I'm not able to train the lat and get a wider back because I've just absolutely halved my range of motion. I can pull to there, and that's it. My hip's all the way down here that you kind of can't see on the screen. I kind of bend over, but it doesn't really work like that. When you want to train your lats, you want the fullest range of motion. So don't pull like this. If anything, bring it in like this position here, and then you'll be able to drag your elbow all the way down to your hip. And that is what will blow up the lats and make them wider. If anything, it's the polar opposite. It's not the wider you can pull from. If anything, it's the more narrow means you're going to be able to get your elbow down towards your hip. Therefore, you're going to grow wider lats. Distance traveled is a means of progression. Range of motion is very, very important. If you cap your range of motion, you wouldn't do it on a bicep curl. You wouldn't do half a rep on a bicep curl. We all abuse people for doing half a fucking squat. So don't do it on this. This is the exact same equivalent. I appreciate why people think that, because it's fucking hard to pull when your arms are out like that. I know it is. Of course it is. Because the moment arm is fucking massive. But the moment arm being massive doesn't mean you're going to be able to grow wider lats. Prove me otherwise. I'm open to ideas, boys. Honestly. And then the final thing, the final reason is You're just not training hard enough. So if you put those 2 points together, I guarantee already your back will start to grow, and you should at least be coming off feeling like your lats have been toasted. Now, to know if you're training hard enough, you're going to aim to get your last repetition, minimum of 3, but closer towards 4 seconds. Nice and steady, drag the elbow to the hip, still moving well, and it's going to start to slow down. You're just going to drag, 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 and finish it off there. 3 to 4 seconds for that last repetition. That's how you know you're training hard enough. Obviously, if you pull down, you're stuck, just drive it for a second and then come back up. But if your first rep looks like the last, then ultimately you're not going to grow. So they're the 3 tips. Do those 3 things. Remember them in that order. Drag the elbow to the hip, origin to insertion. Do full range of motion to keep your elbow in line with your shoulder. Use a neutral grip if you can do, and then train really, really fucking hard, which sounds obvious and a bit of a cop-out, but honestly, is your last repetition 3 to 4 seconds? If not, then you're not training hard enough. Put the weight up or continue and do more reps until you've finished it. So, they're 3 quick tips. Get amongst them, blow up your fucking back, grow a silver back, and then you can take fucking pictures on Miami Beach like me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.